Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage, and today we're going to be having a look at Bitcoin. Let's get into the price action and see what's going on. Okay, so primarily what we're looking for, I'm still looking for that potential of actually having a bigger retracement here, potentially down towards this zone of this 25,964 to this 21,567 as a lower range for that target area. So now what I'm looking for within this structure is we've got a couple of potentials here. Like we've discussed previously, this could be a flat correction, looking for the potential to actually move up from this point. So we need to be just aware of this low here. If we lose this low again, then it would make it less likely that this is actually what's playing out. And we'd also need to just be a bit cautious because we do have a more bearish option here for as long as we fail to take this high and actually fail to take this high up here at this zone of this $31,000 area. So what we need to just be aware of is there is still potential to break down here, as well as there is that potential to move away from this zone. So we're going to discuss what we would want to see for each of those different options and basically where we would see that going. Okay, so because of the structure to the downside that we've had here, it is still a little bit unclear what this is. The problem is that we can count this as a five-wave move. And if it's a five-wave move, it shouldn't happen in isolation. So this is why I'm still looking for the potential here that we could actually form a flat correction. So with that in mind, what we would be looking for is basically something like this. And what I'd want to see is this move starting to break down. I want to see a move break down towards the zone of this 28,756 area. And basically what we'd be looking for here is that this entire move to the downside is an A wave. We're looking for a B wave up and then looking for a C wave to the downside. Now, the thing is with this, it would be looking at this possibility as a zigzag. So this is valid for as long as we actually stay below this 30,036 area. As long as we stay below that, there's the potential that we could actually get a breakdown in another C wave. So that one-to-one of that C wave would actually bring us down here to this zone of this 27,136. So now if this is, however, forming a bigger flat correction here, where this is A, B, and C, common targets would actually be pretty much from this 26,942 all the way down to this 25,844 area. So this is something we'd have to just be looking out for in case we start to break down in a bigger way. So this would be something, that would be quite a tricky move, because what this would do is basically this would come down, sweep these lows, and then come back up and sweep the highs. If we do get something like this and we find support in this area lower down, what I'd be looking out for then would be a five-way move to the upside, looking to actually target out this range here of this 31,838 to this 30,549 area. There is also the potential that we could just have a completed corrective structure up here, and this B wave is here. So we need to be just aware of that fact, but I'd like to see this take a bit more time to play out here. It is also possible within the structure, we could argue that, if we take this high, we'll have to just say that this is a B wave here, and basically this would be A, B, and then we'd be looking for a C wave to the upside. That one-to-one would actually take us to this 30,361 area. So that's just what we need to be cautious of. I do still anticipate more downside, but for as long as we actually hold 26,942, we need to just be aware that there is that potential that we could actually just move directly to the upside. So if we were looking for something like that, basically what I would be looking for is looking for a breakout here where we actually have a low in place here. And then we'd have to treat this as potentially a wave 1 and a 2. The problem is, like I said, I don't like the fact that this looks like a 5-wave structure here. So what we'd be on the lookout for is this could still do something like this, A, B, C, but we just maintain this low of this 26,942. So if we do maintain above this, we'd still have to be cautious of the fact of forming something like this, where this actually becomes wave 1, this becomes a wave 2, and then we'd look to actually push up for this third. If we are looking at this in a slightly different way, the only way I can really count this move to the upside currently as a impulse would be to look at this possibly as a diagonal pattern, where basically we'd have to say that within this structure here, we have this is a wave one, two, three, four, and then we're looking for a fifth wave move. That move cannot cross 30,381. So that would be a zone where we would not be allowed to cross. If we did cross that effectively, that would invalidate the possibility of a diagonal. The problem that we have here is this move already is getting quite big as a fourth wave for a diagonal pattern. So need to just monitor this. If we see a three wave move up here, which doesn't actually cross this, it's possible we could then look to break down from that point where this has just actually been A, B, and C. And then we'd be looking for the lower targets. Or alternatively, if it does form this five wave structure here, potentially it could look to find support. And I'm just going to go into that same area there. It could still look to find support above this 27,876. So this would be looking for, continuation to the upside, but really only by breaking above this 32,478 would we have more confidence within this move. So now with that said and done, what we need to just bear in mind is there are still potentials for downside here. So this one is still one of them where we're looking at this move rather into this low here as a potential diagonal pattern, looking for that possibility of a rejection here, and then looking for a deeper move as a five wave structure. So if we do actually break down in a bigger way, 25,507 is going to be the zone I'm looking for. Looking for the possibility of this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to the downside, which could look to bring us down towards the zone of this 25,135 zone. Now, if we do have a break to the downside, what we'd have to be aware of is that the current one-to-one of this first move is actually sitting here at this 26,314. So I'd be keeping an eye on that area as well. If we do break down here, for potential zone that we could see a reversal off of, um, even if it is just, shorter term where we get a bounce off of here, it would be likely to see some kind of a reaction towards that area. But really, what we want to see here, if this is the case, we want to avoid coming past this 24,230. Otherwise, this puts us in line with actually having a bigger five wave move from the top point here, where this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to the downside. The problem with having a move like this is we could argue potentially that it's part of this flat, but it would be very big in relation to these waves here. So we'd have to just be a bit careful. If that's the case, potentially it could still look to rally to the upside from this point, but we'd have to see if this gets a three-wave move up and then looks to actually break down further. So this is sort of the biggest stuff we're looking at. But at the moment, I want to see what happens with this structure here. I want to see whether we actually have this just as a corrective move, and it's going to come up one more time towards this 30,371, or whether we're actually going to start to break it down from this area here. It's possible that we could also argue this move is just A or W, X, and then this could actually be a Y wave, or alternatively, this could be W, this could be X, this could be A, B, and then C for a Y wave, in which case I would be looking potentially for a move up towards this 30,371 area. That would be a typical zone we'd be looking for as a one-to-one, and that would actually tie into the one-to-one of this move here as well, which would bring us up here. So this is what we need to be aware of. We've actually broken back down into this channel. I want to see whether we actually get back above this and look to move away, or whether we're gonna break down, and then continue to get rejection off of this channel and look for some of these lower prices to come in. So this is going to be the key difference here. I want to see if we do break the low, it doesn't necessarily mean we are going to be moving directly down. It could also be something like this. We were talking about this previously as looking at this move as a bigger corrective structure, where rather we just treat this as A, B, and C. This is an X wave here, and then looking for that possibility of a Y wave. So that Y wave one-to-one would actually be 26,306, and that would potentially bring us down into that lower region. The issue that we have here is, if we start to break down into these levels, we just need to be careful that we don't start to cross some of those more impulsive zones. This 25,162 area is going to be a key zone if we do move down into that area. You know, we don't want to move past this. Otherwise, this could be setting us up for a bigger move to the downside here. So we need to just be careful of that. At the moment, what I want to see is what actually happens off the back of this move. If we fail to take this high, I will be focusing on lower prices. If we do take this high, then potentially we might have to come up a little bit more towards this 30,367 area. If we face rejection off of there, basically what we'd be looking for then is that possibility of actually, having a bigger move to the downside, where this is just a C wave here, and then we actually look to break down one more time, and that one-to-one target would actually bring us back down into this 26,410 area. So this is what we're looking out for. If we do break down like this, we'd want to see how we react on that one-to-one target. If we do break down deeper, this 1618, we'd have to be very careful, because then we could have this rather as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for a 5-wave move to the downside. So by all costs, if we want to maintain bullish structure here, we want to stay above this 24,224. Otherwise, it could mean that we're potentially setting up for a deeper retracement. But really, in the bigger picture of things, as long as we hold 21,567, potentially we can continue to look for that bullish potential. Alternatively, if the other counter's in play, where we have this actually as a completion of a bigger move here, the support zone for this is actually lower down here. And really, the zone we'd want to maintain is this 18,109. So there is a couple of areas of support below us still. So we need to just be aware of that. As long as we remain above some of these key levels, we can look for direct moves to the upside here. So that's what we need to just wait and see what happens. Primarily, if we are looking to break down, what I want to see is a break of this potential channel here. What I want to see is basically breaking back below this channel as well, and then possibly looking to retest, finding a rejection, and then looking to continue on down here. So at the moment, we're still within it, so we still need to respect the potential that we could see, another leg up here. If that leg does get too big, though, it could actually indicate that we are looking for, a bigger breakout, where, as I was looking at this potentially as, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a diagonal. This could potentially be 1, 2, 1, 2, and then another 1, 2 here. But we'd have to break back above 31,084. And then what we'd want to see is something like this, where this is a 1, 2, this would be 3, we get a 4 and a 5. And then we'd have to start matching up these additional waves here, looking for this move as a continuation higher. The problem I have with looking at it this way is this does really look like a triangle to me, A, B, C, D, E, in which case they would only really fit if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 like this. So I would still anticipate a bit more of a breakdown here. The key thing is whether we're going to find support above that support zone here, this 27,783. If we fail to hold this area, it becomes more likely we're going to be heading down and looking for that one-to-one lower and looking to take out this low potentially here. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. I would be, if we do break down like this, I would also be looking out for the potential of a double bottom here. Towards this 27,235. So we just got to be a little bit patient. We don't really have much to go off at the moment. This just looks like a corrective move, but these can always develop into, bigger structures as time goes on. If this is extending out here, for instance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it gets a wave 2, 3, 4, 5, and then by that stage, you're already going. So if we fail to break back above this channel, could indicate that this is what's going to be starting to play out. We have a bigger move down. If we do stay within this top with this upward sloping channel here, however, we do have that potential to set another high. So we'll have to see exactly how that happens. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. So if you do not have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.